What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? It is your main man, Juggernaut of Multi-Platinum Production Team.
Arkatech Beatz.
Shout out to my partner, Mike Trauma D. Welcome to the live music review series. You know, we've been doing this nightly for the last few weeks, and we've been just basically listening to new music from producers, artists alike, you know, looking for folks, trying to find that new talent, trying to see, you know, people we might want to work with, as well as giving real constructive feedback to get people's music better. So we've been doing that for the last couple of weeks, you know, just trying to get a normal cadence with it, try to see how it feels, and try to see, you know, what kind of music people are going to be submitting, and to see what kind of music people are doing or people are into. So if it's your first time here, make sure that you like, commenting, and subscribing. Make sure that you're hitting the like button. Make sure that you're following. It is free to submit. But of course, skip the line to guarantee yourself being heard tonight. So shout out everybody jumping into the live.
Arkatech Beatz. Arkatech Beatz.
We're doing live music reviews tonight. Make sure you're tapping the like button. Truth God, what up? Boy Swagger, what up? Boy Swagger, what up? Yeah, you know, I noticed that. I ain't gonna hold you, man. The Streamlabs sometimes be tripping, man. I may have to switch to OBS. I'll be having way too many issues with it. And now that I got a stream key for TikTok, I don't really have to use Streamlabs like that, you know what I mean? Fifth Element, what up? We're doing live music reviews tonight, man. Make sure y'all tapping the screen, liking the live. Make sure y'all sharing the live. Just waiting for some folks to jump in. And then we're gonna get started. didn't see his joint in the chat at all. You know what I'm saying? That's unfortunate if that's what happened last night. Anytime you see that happening, man, just tell those folks to jump into TikTok or something like that, just to kind of make sure that I can see the comments if the comments ain't coming through. What it's supposed to do is it's supposed to put all the comments in one area, and sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't. Like right now it's showing the YouTube stuff, but it's not showing the TikTok stuff. And sometimes it shows the TikTok stuff and the Kick and the Twitch stuff, and sometimes it don't show it. It's very arbitrary, and I don't really understand why it does that, because, you know, it's not like I'm not, you know, exiting the program every time we use it. So it should reset itself. Like even right now, the chat box is open, but the chat box isn't displaying on the screen. Right? Now, why is that? I don't know. You know what I mean? It's just doing something funky. You know what I mean? So it should be on the screen, you know what I'm saying? As well as anybody that likes, comments, and follows should get a notification. You know what I mean? But it's not doing it. So I don't know, man. Sometimes these programs, man, they supposed to work. You know, they make you pay for it, tell you that it's working, and then it don't work. They be doing wild stuff, you know what I mean? We're about to get into these reviews, man. This is drawing out this I cooked this up in another live, but I went back to it because we didn't I had to format it for a B-pack. Posted it on socials, and a bunch of people was in there. It was in the socials saying, "Yo, man, send it to Max." I'm like, okay, all right. So I had to clean it up and get it sent over. Shout out Max B, man. Future Producer Society. Tongue tied tonight. If you're a producer, man, make sure you're tapping in. Kaz, what up? Shout out to everybody jumping in. We're about to jump into these reviews real quick. This first joint is by Bill Collector. I'm sorry, the name of the track is Bill Collector. Zippery. Hopefully this is real. Hopefully it's not somebody that's trolling, because that looks a little crazy real quick.
I've been chillin' for a while.
Alright, we're going to that in a second. Shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live stream, man. Make sure y'all are sharing the live and liking the live and doing all that other good stuff. We're about to listen to this joint real quick.
I've been chillin' for a while. What you tryna do? Tryna take up on my side. What I gotta prove? I got money in a pot. Saying she would chill. Oh no, last night she was acting wild. Tryna take my juice. Dummy, I got shooters right on dot. Ready to go and shoot. Put one in the head, turn your brains into ramen soup. You can head straight to the dot. He gon' figure out what to do. What do I do when I go crash? I'ma go and collecting that money right back from the stash. They like, Sid, how'd you get it? Now I got it off my ass. Remember days I was broke. I leave that shit right in the past. They thought that I was just a joke. Now I'm the one who going left. She gon' find me real funny. She gon' hit me with a giggle. I said skip all of that. She gon' throw back with a jiggle. Told her that I'm making music. She gon' listen all of that. Saying that I'm making riddles. She like, where is all of that? Just only drop a single. I'm on top, not the bottom. Not even in the middle. Cause I made my money hella big. Strong, yo shit little. Boy, yeah, hella weak. I was on the 7-day streak. Taking it off, taking it more, yeah. I'm a fucking geek. This a Glock 48, not no fucking 19. I can never really hate. You can outbest me. You can try to steal my swag. You can outdress me. I've been chillin' for a while. What you tryna do? Tryna take up on my side. What I gotta prove? I got money in a pot. Saying she would chill. Oh no, last night she was acting wild. Tryna take my juice. Dummy, I got shooters right on dot. Ready to go and shoot. Put one in the head, turn your brains into ramen soup. You can head straight to the dot. He gon' figure out what to do. What do I do when I go crash? I'ma go and collecting that money right back from the stash. They like, Sid, how'd you get it? Now I got it off my ass. Remember days I was broke. I leave that shit right in the past. They thought that I was just a joke. Now I'm the one who going left.
I don't know if y'all are really listening to this. If y'all are really listening, make sure that y'all are tapping the screen and listening to if you're hearing what I'm hearing. Because listen to this track.
They like, Sid, how'd you get it? Now I got it off my ass. Remember days I was broke. I leave that shit right in the past. They thought that I was just a joke. Now I'm the one who going left.
This beat goes. I just want to just get that out of the way. This beat is going, right? This beat is doing exactly what it's designed to do. Now, this vocal performance isn't really good until the last part of the song.
I've been chillin' for a while. What you tryna do? Tryna take up on my side. What I gotta prove? I got money in a pot. Saying she would chill. Oh no, last night she was acting wild. Tryna take my juice. Dummy, I got shooters right on dot. Ready to go and shoot. Put one in the head, turn your brains into ramen soup. You can head straight to the dot. He gon' figure out what to do. What do I do when I go crash? I'ma go and collecting that money right back from the stash. They like,
yeah, like this, like that first part of this vocal performance, man. Like, appreciate you, man. HXC, man, appreciate you. Thank you for the gift. Appreciate you. Make sure you jump into our future producer society, man. I appreciate you. So listen, man, this joint right here, yo, man, it's a missed opportunity to me, man. Like, this is a missed opportunity, man. Like, if we could get him, vocally in the pocket, you know what I'm saying, and not really start on the weird bar. Like, the record starts on a strange bar, and it like his vocal performance is not in the pocket. Like, it's not on the beat. Like, it could really be on this thing could really, could really go if given the right vocal performance. You know what I'm saying? And really with the right pauses, the right cadences, and making sure that it's really on the beat in the pocket. If he's able to do that, if he's able to get this vocal performance there, because it's not even really like a really big hook per se, but it has enough it has enough play.
Like said, how'd you get it? Now I got it off my ass. Remember days I was broke, I leave that shit right in the past. They thought that I was just a joke, now I'm the one who going last. She gon' find me real funny, she gon' hit me with a giggle. I said skip all of that, she gon' throw back with a jiggle. Told her that I'm making music, she gon' listen all of that, saying that I'm making riddles. She like, where is all?
Yeah, man, like he got the right, like, like how you got the right rhyme scheme? He got the right rhyme scheme, is his timing is bad. Like, this timing is bad. Like, if he was able to get this on the pocket. Did my joint just freeze? My joint just froze.
You know, taking it more, yeah. I'm a fucking geek. This a Glock 48, not no fucking 19. I can never really hate. You can outbest me. You can try to steal my swag. You can outdress me.
And then this break in the middle of the record, man. Like, come on, bro. Like, you can't do that. Like you took a nap in between the record. You can't do that, bro. We gotta get this thing to where it need to go. You know what I'm saying? And that's not the way you do it. Not on a track like this, man. This is a wasted opportunity. You know what I'm saying? This track is doing what it got to do. No shade to the rapper, because the rapper definitely has he's definitely doing his thing on this thing. It's not in pocket, and a lot of times that could be the determining factor whether a record continues to go or doesn't go. Is that if it doesn't hold a certain rhythmic cadence, people can't get into it, right? Because your vocal is doing one thing, and the music is doing another thing. So now you're competing, right? You're competing against the music. The listener now has to decide if they want to listen to you or listen to the music, and can't listen to both. When it's supposed to be married together, right? You guys are supposed to be riding together, right? And it's supposed to be married and supposed to be complementing each other. And in this case, because it's like sort of disjointed, it takes away from that. So it it doesn't give me the ability to fully get into it, because of the simple fact that, he's not really doing what he got to do to make the beat ride. You know what I'm saying? So, on the bill collector, I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna still star it, because I like what I was hearing on it, and I feel like the promise is there. I gotta just see what else he might have in the chamber somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Because this is just how it works. So. Hopefully he's hearing it, and hopefully we can kind of get him into where he needs to get into, and get this thing moving and grooving. It looks like my TikTok is frozen. I don't see what's happening over here. I got another joint coming in now. This joint is called Bicardi on Ice. All right, folks, listen, if you're trying to get your joint guaranteed plays, make sure you guys are skipping and moving forward, because I'm only going to be on here for a certain amount of time. Bicardi on Ice by Colonel OLH. I don't know what that means. Hopefully it's not something that's crazy. But shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live stream and sharing the live. We're gonna listen to this next joint. I like this cover.
Arkatech Beatz in the house.
Yo, I got a little motive in the winter come through. They got Bicardi on ice and a pineapple too. She said that I can bring about one, maybe two, and if you humble yourself right, she might not screw. Look, where do I go from here? Where do I begin? She invited me drink up that I ain't never been. Getting excited, thinking what should I wear? Should I wear the Air Forces or wear the Monclers? Had to rock a big puffer jacket, it's the winter. Only makes rare appearances, Master Splinter. Walked at the flat and I headed to the car. Got me flying shotgun, hope this drink up ain't far. She waiting outside with her girls and they fine. Pull up 2-car convoy like a line. You must have thought the man then were praying for a prom. For this ice on her wrist, tell me what can go wrong. Pour myself a drink, feeling wavy already. And the smoke in the room got me feeling bigger belly. Pour myself another glass of that rum punch. The only thing I've wrapped up and cling was my pat lunch. Yo, I got a little motive in the winter come through. They got Bicardi on ice and a pineapple too. She said that I can bring about one, maybe two, and if you humble yourself right, she might not screw. Look, got a little motive in the winter come through. They got Bicardi on ice and a pineapple too. She said that I can bring about one, maybe two, and if you humble yourself right, she might not screw. Look, they need to let me in the door, let me show them. Classy and fly, welcome to the new gen. Drink up in the winter and I'm trying to be fly. These girls didn't wanna know, now they're trying to say hi. Loyalty and honor and I'm trying to be myself. Step to the crew, you must humble yourself. I need a new life, so I picked up the mic. Can't even remember the last time I had a fight. The people used to laugh when I used to wear boohoo, but it's keeping me warm, ain't that the principle? Man, them lose their souls over material things. Then they wonder why they never have no money for some wings. Next drink up, I'm gonna flex on myself. Can't blame my lifestyle, these are the cards I was dealt. Yo, I got a little motive in the winter come through. They got Bicardi on ice and a pineapple too. She said that I can bring about one, maybe two, and if you humble yourself right, she might not screw. Look, got a little motive in the winter come through. They got Bicardi on ice and a pineapple too. She said that I can bring about one, maybe two, and if you humble yourself right, she might not screw. Look, Bicardi on ice and a juice to match too. Air Force matching the Cavalli jacket blue. Can't let me in with all my niggas coming too. We don't wait around the corner, it's too cold, catch flu. This party like a storm, but I'm trying to get my million. Gangsters with manners moving silence, let me know you strong. Got these girls aggy like a baby got teeth in. They're moving nervous like they eating parents' evening. Anyways, it's been a long day today. Tryna go home and I ain't even wave. Wrap this up now, quick meet and then cut. Was a good drink up, next time I'll bring buck. Yo, I got a little motive in the winter come through. They got Bicardi on ice and a pineapple too. She said that I can bring about one, maybe two, and if you humble yourself right, she might not screw. Look, got a little motive in the winter come through. They got Bicardi on ice and a pineapple too. She said that I can bring about one, maybe two, and if you humble yourself right, she might not screw. Look, a line. You must have thought the man then were praying for a prom. For this ice on her wrist, tell me what can go wrong. Pour myself a drink, feeling wavy already. And the smoke in the room got me feeling bigger belly. Pour myself another glass of that rum punch.
But he got himself feeling bigger belly. Shout out Max B. Appreciate you. Listen. I like this little vibe on this, man. I just feel like it's not. I feel like it's not produced properly. And you would say, well, what do you mean by that, Jug? It's not produced properly, meaning, we don't have the same thing happening throughout the song, right? It's like the producer did not create the same music bed for the rapper to rap on. If you notice, the first verse had that a certain sound in it, that do 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 going all the way through it. And then we got to the third verse. He was able to pull that sound out, and we was only going on the bass and the drum, right? Which if you listen to it, it gives us a lot more space. And let me listen to the illustration here, right? Listen to it here.
And I headed to the car, got me flying shotgun. Hope this drink up ain't far. She waiting outside with her girls and they fine. Pull up 2-car
right, that right? And I listen to all this here.
Get my million. Gangsters with manners moving silence, let me know you strong. Got these girls aggy like a baby got teeth in. They're moving nervous like they eating parents' evening. Anyways, it's been a long day today. Tryna go home.
You see what I'm saying? So what they've done now is they've created two different musical beds for the verses, right? And if you notice, what happens on that first musical bed is that when it has that extra sounds in it, it's competing for the vocal, right? Because now when I listen to that all together, to me, it doesn't sound like his vocal is loud enough, right? So now he's competing with it. And then when they take the sound out of it later on in the track, you notice that he has room to breathe, right? And this is the thing that we talk about ad nauseum. Night after night, we talk about this thing ad nauseum. It's trying to get people to understand the spacing. You need space. If you don't have space in these records, it's like, what are we doing? You know what I mean? Like, these records have to have space for the vocal performance to shine, right? And it's up to the producers to, when they have access, right? Because let me preface it with that, because a lot of times we just don't have the access. If you're not an established producer, you're not being able to have access to the artists in the rooms like we used to. And that's just the facts right now. Right now, it's an email culture. It is what it is. And, but that's why I say it's important for you as a producer to structure your song in the way that it needs to be structured from the get-go, right? Because if you're submitting the track and the track is just an endless loop with a whole bunch of sounds, and you don't have it structured the appropriate way, remember, you may not be in the room for the final mix, right? Hence, how you have records where guys are rapping over places on songs that they shouldn't be rapping over. And you as the producer, you're home cringing like, I didn't want him to rap on this part. I wanted the hook to be on this part. And I wanted the intro to be this part. And I wanted this part. But you didn't set the song up that way. You gotta set the beat up that way to give yourself at least the chance of it being recorded accurately and appropriately. So you have to give yourself that chance. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are not doing that. You can't just send a track that just have these arbitrary changes, these arbitrary loops, sounds coming in and out everywhere. Then you got the drops coming out everywhere. Like, it doesn't help to create a cohesive music bed. Remember what we're looking for. We're looking for a little bit of repetitiveness, and we're looking for some redundancy. Hence the word hook, right? Hence the word chorus. We want people to sing along. We want people to remember it. We want it to be a repeatable offense in their brain, right? And we're not creating that. What happens is we're creating things that keep changing every 8 bars. How do we get them to be entranced? How do we get them to stay and to listen to your shit over and over and over again? You guys are not understanding, the magic part of it, right? This music and magic type shit. We had an interview on our podcast with the homie Arsonist from the Heatmakers, and he was talking about in that interview with us how us as the producers have the power to really magnetize people and have people mesmerized by what we're doing, and being able to invoke different feelings and emotions and these type of things. And this is what I'm trying to really get people to relay when they're doing their music, is that this is your responsibility to get people into what you're doing and to get people to kind of be entrenched and entranced in what you're doing. So when you have the music that continues to change, you have the music that's kind of flip-flopping between different things, it's like we never really get a chance to understand what the cadence is. We never get a chance to understand, like, okay, this is the part that I like the most, right? And you guys know you have your favorite record, that there's a part that comes on in your favorite record for every record that you just love. And sometimes when you're playing your favorite record, you can't wait for that part to come back, right? Just tell me that I'm lying, right? Whether you're listening to, Michael Jackson and you listen to the you can't wait for that part to come back, right? Or you're waiting for the hook and the beat it to start, right? Or or the Thriller, you want that certain part to repeat itself. Right, the guys' music that they're submitting their music to me, they're not doing that. They're not creating pieces of music that repeat itself. it's like it's one and done. I don't know how you expect people to get hooked into that. You know? So outside of this needing a better mix, outside of this needing to be shorter, it's well over 3 minutes and something. Like, it need to be a lot shorter than what it is right now. I like this music cover though. I ain't gonna hold you. It make me want to get a drink. I need the mixes to be taken care of. I need these records to be to have the appropriate structure in it. And I'm hopefully you guys can replay this and can go back and listen to what I said as far as the illustration of showing how he had instrumentation on one verse and then the instrumentation on the third verse changed. And in the second verse it was different and all that other good stuff. We don't need that. We need it to be cohesive. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Carnell on this Bicardi on Ice. You know, made me want some Bicardi. Or some, what they call it? I would not say Bicardi. Let me say, we want some, go to DR, get that Brugal. Yeah. Shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live. We're doing music reviews tonight live. Make sure y'all are sharing the live. Cola? Absolutely. Max B, French Montana, Coke Wave, 3.5, Narcos, out now, hit single, Ever Since You Left Me, #1 digital music sales, man. Listen, man, make sure y'all are checking that out. $1 Million Baby 4, Max B, next week, man, February 25th.
Arkatech.
Richie, what up?
What do you do when the love's that good? Every single inch is working like it should. What's a girl to do when a man's that fine? Feeling like a diamond, shining all the time. When he says he wants me, baby, don't you know? It drives me insane and I can't stop thinking about you, baby.
Don't let go, right?
It drives me insane and I can't stop thinking about you, hey, baby. It drives me insane and I can't stop thinking about you, baby. It drives
everybody jumping into the live. We're gonna jump into this next joint. I Made You Up. Who's this by? Rev 1. 16-year-old indie artist out of a small town in where? Minnesota. Writes and produces his own music. Well, we about to find out. We is about to find out. I Made You Up.
Tell me if I'm living, 'cause I can't find a trace of you. Got your number in my phone, but the line ain't even true. Not a single photo proves that you were really here with me. Or if my mind just made the moves. Did I create you in my head? All those conversations that we had, were they just me talking to myself? 'Cause now I'm feeling kinda scared that every moment that we share was just imagination all in the show. Oh, ask my friends about your name. They just look at me confused. Said they never saw me with you. By my own imagination, playing tricks inside my brain, making up a perfect love just to drive myself insane. Baby, I just wanted love so bad that I created what I never had. Drew your smile inside my dreams. Now I'm falling at the seams. Ooh, 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 ooh. I made you up. I made you up. Every touch was just my mind do so much. That I never had you.
Yo, that's how I Made You Up, man, by Rav 1. Yo, I think like the core elements of this song are like really great. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like the music bed is exactly where it needs to be. I feel like he has like a really good voice. I feel like it's such a marketable singing voice. for those who know, they know. It's such a marketable singing voice. You know what I mean? It's just the hook on this song could have just been so much better. And I don't know if it's because of the way that he decided to place it, where he placed it in the record, and a combination of it maybe not being pronounced enough or layered in a way that would make it more pronounced, right? Like this is a good song. You know?
I'm living, 'cause I can't find a trace of you.
Yeah, I feel like this is a missed opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Like I just feel like there is so much here that could have been done slightly different to, you know. And let me be clear on my position here somewhere, right? Because some people will listen to this and they'll say, "Yo, Jug, ain't nothing wrong with this song. We like it the way that it is, Jug." You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, we like it. Boom, yo, Jug, what you talking about? This record is doing what it got to do. It feels good. And I get that, right? And I get that. Like some folks will say, "Hey, this thing could do what it's gonna do the way that it is." And if you've been in this thing as long as I've been in this thing, right? And if you've listened to, if you've never been in the room when we have 50, 60 songs and we have to break this down to 10 songs to make it to an album, and we have to determine what song is going to be which song, they have to determine what song is going to be the single, and what's the nuance that makes a record get picked for a single, and these type of things, and what, you know, what gets these songs over the hump. And what gets a song over the hump is a combination of, like what he has right there, which is the music bed, right? It's a good music bed. The guitar's doing what it got to do. The drums are smacking like how it got to do what it got to do. He has a good vocal performance in terms of his cadence, his tone. But you know, there's always a difference between a good record and a hit record. And the difference is always going to be like that playability in the hook, where the hook lands in the song, what's the replay value of the hook. And these are the things that make it like paramount to make sure that we take a record that could just be, you know, background music versus hit record music. There's no reason why this couldn't, you know, be put together in such a way where it could literally be a sleeper type hit. You know what I mean? Cultural type record that you can put in the beginning of a movie, at the end of a movie, and then it goes. You know what I'm saying? And I think sometimes people will say, you know, everything can't be like that, Jug. Everything can't be commercial. Some things have to be artistic. Yeah. Like, look, man, if you're not making a living from your art, then you don't really have a room for artistic, right? Because eventually the reality of life and you not being able to pay your bills is going to stop your art. I repeat that. So for those who are not really understanding that you need to take your art and you have to make sure that your art is created in a way that can sustain you, your art will have you on the street, and then you won't be able to have that art anymore. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of times that folks have to really understand that you have to balance the art and the business. You have to balance it. And this is why you have to tap into other people that you trust to be able to manage and help your business, so you can focus on the art, so that you're not feeling the pressure of the real life pressure, because they're handling your business and making sure that your art can sustain you when things go up and when things go down. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I say all of that to say, like, I like this record personally, right? I think that this record is a real cool record. I feel like it has a great vibe. Yo, listen, bro. Somebody said, I think I'm gonna finance the MPC XL. Listen, you gotta bet on yourself, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. And if you don't bet on yourself, who gonna do it? All right?
Got your number in my phone, but the line ain't even true. Not a single photo proof.
I'm telling y'all, man, this is a good song, man. I'm telling y'all, man. Listen, there's a few things in here that got to get tied up, and this could be gone. Like, you know what I'm saying? It could be gone, man. Like, you know, sometimes, man, I be listening to some of this stuff, man. It'd be like, man, it made me crazy. I be listening to some of this stuff, like, yo, what's going on, y'all? You know what I mean? I gotta start this one, man. I gotta follow up with this kid. I gotta find out what the hell's going on. Like, I really do. And especially if it's true that he's only 16, and I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, he about to be crazy. We doing music reviews tonight, people, man. Yo, man, shout out to Rave One, man. I like that record, man. We gonna do what we gotta do. TikTok, I need the likes up on that side, man. The TikTok likes. Algorithm working for us. Listen, I'm gonna tell you something. I think my algorithm is completely and totally screwed. I don't know what happened to it, and I'm sure it's because I'm using third-party streaming software that they don't want to push my live. Like, they're trying to force me to go back into the YouTube studio. You know what I'm saying? And it's just too cumbersome in terms of, like, it doesn't allow me to do everything everywhere. You know, so I think I got, like, the shadow ban going somehow, some way, because it's open to everybody. I have all the right titles. I've set my screen up appropriately. So I don't know what the problem is. My voice is nice. You know what I mean? I don't know what's happening these days. Shout out to everybody that's jumping into the live. We're going to keep it pushing in 2 seconds. Just, you know, we got to get this Max B Me Too in there real quick.
Yeah. Don Valley. Rails was popping. 48, I see you, baby, let's roll. Yeah. I gave him a signature on the C-note. When it come to these speakers, I'm the keynote. Glock 19 tucked in the Pico. I'm a peacock. She like the deep throat, mom. Do new tricks, get it all clean. $250,000 on the truck, I'ma get it all green. Don't you fuck with the EMG, niggas all team black. Stevie and more, bigger cross seas, we be on patrol. Money won't fold, sweet and sour on the bagel, honey on the road. Try to show my man a glow, but Dunny on parole. Damn, P.O. a dick, money on patrol. Damn, I been chose, better off road. Don Valley on the building, let us all bowl. I just hit me a royal flush, better on fold. On the oven, I bake cakes, but better on the stove, yeah.
If you wanna make 1 million, you gotta make 2. Say don't bring sand to the beach, I brought the beach through. When New York fell off, Montana brought the east through.
I'm going to tell y'all something. Listen, the one to watch is going to be French Montana this year. I'm telling you. The person to watch is going to be French Montana this year. You know what I'm saying? Because he sounds like he's got a new level of energy, a new level of swag and aura since Max got back out. I don't know what Max B got him feeling good because he's sounding phenomenal on these records lately. So, you know, shout out to French, man. I'm not even like, I ain't gonna even hold you. When he jumped on this joint and I heard it for the first time, I said, whoa. I said, man, like, you know, what Max did was crazy, of course. And then just hearing both of them on it like that, it was just like, it's mean. For the $1 Million Baby 4, right? What can you expect? Of course, you could expect the Wiz Khalifa joint, right? Don't Let Go, right? We can expect that. Now, the question is, you know, if you notice, it's not really being promoted like that, right? You know what I'm saying? Because I think there's still some business that has to be tied up. So, you know, he said he's announced it in some interviews. The record is done. I've heard it already countless times. I have it in my possession. So it's all good. And and then if someone was asking what else do you hear on there, you guys are going to be so happy with this 2 Chainz. You know what I'm saying? If it stays, you're going to be like really happy with this 2 Chainz. Like this 2 Chainz and Max B is like off the chart. You know what I'm saying? Produced by us. And the track I did in a live stream, dog. So I'm gonna have to find the live stream that I actually did the track in. But it's one of the tracks out of the live stream again. Can't make this shit up. I'm just telling you what it is, right? From us showing up every night doing the live streams to joints getting placed in real time. The Currency joint is dope. Shout out to Dame Grease. The Larry June joint is dope. Shout out to Scotty on the beat. These are dope records. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are all dope records. And these are good features from Max B. If you ask me, this $1 Million Baby is a very strong album. If you like the Coke Wave, you're going to like this album. You know what I'm saying? Not that they're the same. But, in terms of quality, that's what we're getting at. You know what I'm saying? So, and you gotta give Max a chance too to really find his voice, because he really didn't have the opportunity to really truly go through what we would call, he has a lot of songs out that are like a lot of mixtape songs, a lot of freestyles, a lot of stuff like that. But remember, he had never really had the chance to have his producers, sit, get his sound together. Now it's what's going to happen between us, Dame Grease. Shout out to Paul Couture. He's jumping back in. I'm hearing some stuff on the new Don Snow from him. Sounding really crazy. We're working on that now. And, we're just waiting I think we're waiting for Young Los to get back in. I'm not sure. I haven't heard anything from him just yet. But, I'm sure he'll be in the fold somewhere. He's in around. Sometimes cats just got to get the business right. You know what I mean? So, trying to figure it out. But we're going to jump back into these music reviews. This one is called When the Time is Right by Keezy Rose. We're about to jump into that in 2 seconds. Make sure that y'all are liking the live, commenting, sharing the live, doing all the other good stuff. Hitting the like button. It helps the algorithm, man. The algorithm is based off of your engagement. It's based off of your chat. So the more that you do that, is the more people that will find it and discover it into the algorithm. The algorithm needs your participation for our mutual success. So thank you for your support in advance. So why? So people asking so why hasn't it been promoted? I have a theory on that, and I want you guys to just kind of do the knowledge here, right? There's a theory on why things don't get promoted sometimes, and I think the things are twofold. I think the main reason why I think things don't get promoted as much as they used to is so that we don't pay attention to the sales figures, right? Because in this day and age where folks were so hell bent on, telling people what they sold in their first week and so forth and so on. You only got X amount of streams in your first week, In order for you to circumvent that type of narrative, you basically don't promote it. So if it does well, you can say, hey, man, it did well. I didn't promote it. If it doesn't do well, you can say, well, damn, man, I didn't promote it. That's why I didn't do well. Right? Like, so it's kind of a game we got to play. You know what I'm saying? Because everything basically is trying to control an online narrative. And then on another level, you know, a lot of people aren't handling their business on these records. And you say, well, Jug, what you mean by that? Everything got to get cleared. He said, well, I mean everything got to get cleared. Meaning you got to clear everything with every producer. You got to make sure every producer is using samples that can get cleared. And if you don't have samples that can get cleared, then you're going to have to basically contact that label for the master recording clearances. Then you got to contact all of the publishers and songwriters for those clearances. If you're making any reference to any lines, right? If you ever heard the story of Cisco having to clear the line that he used off the Ricky Martin song for the thong song when he said, I was living a vida loca. He said he used that line. And your man came for him for millions. Because he put that line in the song. So basically, he had to get permission from Ricky Martin for that line in the song. And they came in and they took a big chunk of thong song behind that. So even when you're making references to your favorite rapper or you're making a reference to another song and all that type of stuff, all that stuff is called interpolation and it has to be cleared. Now, for those who are not familiar with the stuff, this is the stuff that we're going to basically be going over in our Future Producer Society. Make sure that you are tapping in. If you're not tapped in, make sure you're tapping in at theschool.com/Future Producer Society. Make sure you're tapping in because that's what we'll be doing. We'll be trying to teach this music business. It's not all about just beats and rhymes, man, and songs. You know, it's about this business. And if you don't understand this business, you're gonna say, well, damn, how come I'm not eating? I'm telling you why you ain't gonna eat, right? So these are some of the things that we go through, some of the things that happen behind the scenes. You know, make sure you're jumping into the community and tapping in. Let's see. We're gonna do this joint When the Time Is Right by Keezy Rhodes. Let's listen to this. Let's see what we got going on.
Holding you, squeezing you, loving you is my favorite thing. Don't you know that holding you, squeezing you,
Hey, y'all, I don't know what to say, man. I'm down there just yapping at that point. Yeah. Time right. When the time right. When the time right. When the time right. Yo. When the time right. When the time. When the time right. Good time. When the time right. Good times. When the time right. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So the name of the song is When the Time Right. We're 41 seconds in. Now I'm trying to assume that's not the hook, but it might be.
Yeah. Baby just roll out the blunt, now I'm feeling extraordinary. Right around the house and I chase that pussy just like Tom and Jerry. I never not answer the call for you like a secretary. I love the way that you come, but it's not fair to wear. Yeah, nothing nigga wasn't a part of the plan. The fuck is you saying? How you gon' slime and you don't got a mask? Why the fuck is you playing? I hit from the front and she calling me dad. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking it slow cause I was living fast. So I just be praying. Billy cheese, think I need the perfect, coming extra slappy. Young nigga high as fuck, sitting in the hotel lobby. Bacon check out my discography. Come get some brain like philosophy. Back this shit, you ain't got a lot of me. Try for me, cry for me, die for me. This shit, yeah, I want that taste of toast. Let her float on the boat, cause she do the most. This ain't Soldier Boy, but she gon' super soak. This ain't Boy Scout, but she gonna tie the rope. She gon' pop that little pussy like Natty Ho. I'ma jump out the top like Geronimo. I might pull up and take her to Papa though. I might slam him if he got a runny nose. When the time right, when the time right, good time. When the time right, good times. When the time right, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
y'all listen to this, man.
Holding you, squeezing you, loving you is my favorite thing. Don't you know that holding you, squeezing you,
Hey, y'all, I don't know what to say, man. I'm down there just yapping at that point.
Rap.
Yeah.
Cole, what up?
Yeah. Time right. When the time right. When the time right. When the time right. Yo. When the time.
Yeah, see, this is part of the problem, man. Like, this is not really a hook, y'all. Like, this hook it's a hook, but it's not a good hook. You know what I'm saying? It's like, this is not a good hook. And then look, you know, when the time right, like, yeah.
When the time right, good times. When the time right, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Submit the link on the screen, man, if you're trying to get your song listened to tonight. It look like there's approximately 50 songs in the queue. So, you know, first come, first serve. If you want to, you know, get a guaranteed play, you know, you got to skip the line.
Oh yeah. Baby, just roll out the blunt, now I'm feeling extraordinary. Right around the house and I chase that pussy just like Tom and Jerry.
You see that part right here where he's fighting with the music sample and the saxophone? He's fighting with all of the instruments to get heard right here. And this is what I keep talking about when we're talking about this record not being formatted correctly by the producer, because he don't know where he got to rap. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is the vocal sample, and they, like, anybody that's supposed to understand this shit. And I hate to use the language, but I gotta use the language because sometimes you gotta curse to get your point across. Shout out to Q-Tip, right? Like, boom. This has a vocal sample in the sax.
When the time right, good times. When the time right, good times. When the time right, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Baby, just roll out the blunt, now I'm feeling extraordinary. Right around the house and I chase that pussy just like Tom and Jerry.
That's clearly the hook, dog. That's clearly the hook. Like, that's clearly the hook. It got the vocal sample in the like, why are you trying to rap over the vocal sample in the one and you got other spaces in the song that don't have no vocal sample and it's clear? Why are you trying to rap over the place that got the vocal sample? Tell the damn engineer to cut that part and move it. You know what I'm saying? Even if the producer sending you the track like that as an artist, you could tell the engineer to cut the shit and move it. Yo, bro, take that part right there, put it to the end of the song, let me put my verses in, and then let's find where that shit need to go. You know what I'm saying? Like, you as the artist could take control over it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to take control of it. Like, you could take control of it to make sure that your song is going to sound, you know, appropriate. You know what I'm saying? And that it's produced correctly. Like, you don't want to be in a situation where you're fighting for the space. And this is what you keep hearing over and over and over again, is that people don't seem to understand that you're fighting for the space. I want to know, what music are you guys listening to? Like, what are you listening to that sounds like this shit? Like, I just don't get it. Like, I don't get it. Are you just telling yourself you're not listening to anything in the name of being creative and trying to say you want to be unique, so I'm not listening to nobody's music at all? How the fuck do you learn? It's just weird to me. Shit is weird. You know what I mean? Like, shit is weird, man. I'm listening to this joint. I'm like, yo, this is weird. Like, why are we fighting over these parts of the vocals? Why are we fighting over these parts of the song? And this is a decent beat. This is really a decent beat. If y'all listen to this beat really is doing what it got to do here.
Never not answer the call for you like a secretary. I love the way that you come, but it's not feel weird. Yeah, nothing nigga wasn't a part of the plan. The fuck is you saying? How you gon' slime and you don't got a mask? Why the fuck is you playing? I hear from the friend that she calling me dad. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking this slow cause I was living fast. So I just be praying. Billy Cheese, think I need the perfect, coming extra slappy. Young nigga, how it for? Sitting in the hotel lobby. Bacon check out my discography.
You hear that part right here? This part is clean right here. This is where you should be rapping, right? This is the cleanest part of the record. It still got the sax in it, but to the producer, the sax could probably come down a little bit. But, yo, this is the clean part of the record where he could be spazzing on this record vocally. Do this part right here.
Come get some brain like philosophy. Back this shit, you ain't got a lot of me. Try for me, cry for me, die for me. This shit, yeah, I want that taste of toast. Let her float on the boat, cause she do the most. This ain't Soldier Boy, but she gon' super soak. This ain't Boy Scout, but she gonna tie the rope. She gon' pop that little pussy like naughty hoe.
Right there. Boom, dun. Listen to that piano loop. Boom, dun, 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 dun. Boom, 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 boom. That drum is going, man. It's catchy. You know what I'm saying? And then all he got to do is drop the right vocal performance on it. And just get on this shit. And then when the vocal sample comes back and he got to do something to match that. Get that energy. Talk about when the time right. Yeah, the music, the clarity, everything is all over the place, bro. It's crazy. Like, it's all over the place. It doesn't make any sense for it to be like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just doesn't. It doesn't make sense for it to be all over the place the way that it's being all over the place. So I honestly, I'm just flabbergasted by it. We're doing music reviews tonight, man. We're listening to this music stuff, man. For those who are just tapping in, I am juggernaut of multi-platinum production team, Arkatech Beatz. I have produced for everybody from Big Pun to Nas to The Game, Prodigy of Mobb Deep, Jadakiss, Max B, French Montana, 2 Chainz, Wiz Khalifa, Freddie Gibbs, Lloyd Banks, Sheik Luch, Young Buck, Shorty Low, Waka Flocka Flame, Little Scrappy, Hot Boy Turk, Lil Keed, rest in peace, Shorty Low, rest in peace, Trouble, rest in peace, Meek Mill, you name it, we've done it. Saha the Prince, shout out to Maya, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're here. If you're going to mumble, leave the sax out of it. I feel you on that. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, yeah. For those who are jumping in and doing the music reviews, we are doing the music reviews. We're trying to let people understand, the science or the not so much science of, the not so much science of making music, trying to get people to understand the mechanics of this thing, and understanding why the things are doing the things that they're doing, why things are sounding the way that they're sounding, how things can sound better, right? And don't get me wrong now, there are a plethora of talented mofos on the internet. Like, I'm telling you, I hear it. On my TikTok, I go to my TikTok sometime and I hear some cats and I be like, yo, these guys are dope. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So I say that to say, I'm listening for stuff. The way that when you look at our discography is that way that it is because we have the talent and we have the understanding of tapping into talent before it breaks out. Like that is the way. If you are a producer, if you're an artist that's looking to collab, you have to be able to identify who's going to be the next shit, who's going to be the next thing. You got to figure it out, and you have to be able to tap in early and build that relationship early, so that you can be a part of that ascension. If that's not something that you're willing to do, if you're trying to get on with people after people is already on, like. I have a bridge to sell for you in Brooklyn for $2. You all right? Because once a person is on, they not trying to hear all of that. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know what they went to get on. You understand? We have to sacrifice our lives to get on. And we give a large portion of our lives to get on. All right? And, and I don't say that lightly. You know what I'm saying? Because even in my case, like, you know what I'm saying, I've been with my significant other for 25 years, and my kids are only, 9 and 11. Think about that. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things that get put off because you out here chasing the goat. You're chasing the dream. You know what I'm saying? And you sacrifice a lot of things. So people are not just going to be able to just jump into your sphere and get access to everything that you work your entire life for. They ain't doing it. You know what I'm saying? And if a person is already making money, don't think that they want yours. People say, we can make more money. We good over here. We already make money. You know what I'm saying? What else can you offer? Who's to say I want to make the money with you? That's the real shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? The real shit is when you really get to understand it, like, yo, who's to say they want to make that money with you? You know what I'm saying? So, that's just the game that we're in, you know what I mean? So, back to these music reviews. I'm going to be on for another few minutes, we're going to only get to what we can get to. Like I said, for guaranteed plays and stuff, you're going to have to skip the line. The line is, it is what it is. And at the end of the day, I'm trying to just provide something for people to kind of make sure that they can learn, from what's going on. Make sure that we're liking the live. Make sure that we're sharing the live. Make sure that we're jumping into these comments and getting this thing to move along. Because this is what helps the algorithm, you know what I mean? Don, what up? Alex makes beats. What's up, man? Pause. What's up with you? What's going on? Shout out to everybody that's jumping in. Did I ever work with LL Cool J? No, I never worked with LL Cool J, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to realize that, in my time when I was coming up trying to get on, LL Cool J was a rap god. You know what I'm saying? I know people may not like that I say that. But LL Cool J was the pinnacle, you know what I'm saying, at the time for me. You know what I mean? Considering my age bracket. This guy had just come off like, I need love type shit, you know what I mean? And then when he did the Mama Said Knock You Out, I'm in high school at that time when that came out. I remember, jumping into stolen cars playing Mama Said Knock You Out, driving around in stolen cars and shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? It's being wild. You know what I'm saying? I remember just having that, don't call it a comeback. Used to jump into this stolen Mazda 626, man. Used to be driving that joint. Driving the joint all over the place. You know what I'm saying? I'm whipping the corners, driving crazy. Kids don't follow me, man. I'm evolved. I'm no longer that way. Right? But I was outside. Yeah. I know it don't seem like it, but I was outside. I was outside, man. Guys are happy that I found that music shit. I was outside, man. Listen, man. I appreciate y'all that's tapping in. I know people say that they need the guidance, man. I'm just waiting to see, cause let me tell you. People was like, yo, we want this, we want that. I was like, all right, I'm gonna open up the community. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. And I'm gonna see if people who really want to rock. Some people be talking, but when we really start doing stuff, it'd be like crickets. I'd be like, yo, where's all the people that said they wanted A, B, C, D, E, F, G? What happened? You know what I'm saying? Folks be real. Folks be talking the talk, but when it's time for you to, keep up your end of the bargain, you ain't doing it. You know what I'm saying? And this, trust me, this is not easy to do. It's not easy to be live streaming. It's not easy to be making the music. It's not easy to be handling the administration. It is not. It is not easy, man. It's not easy to be making the content. It's not easy, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like you switching hats. And every time you switch, you gotta kind of start your brain over. So, for example, if I'm, you know what I'm saying? So if I'm in the portal and we trying to finish off a course, like that it takes a different type of my mental capacity. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I got to put on this hat now. I got to put on that professor hat. We got to talk about this. We got to talk about this type of situation. How can we create a communication style that's going to be able to go across, different ages? Because, this community is have a range of ages. You got young cats in there. We got older cats in there. So we got to try to make something that's even across the board, So that's like one of the main things is just making sure that the stuff makes sense, right? And then I got to make sure I'm getting the tools to guys that guys really need, right? This company been reaching out to me, the AI company, Sampler. They've been reaching out and trying to see what we can do to get them involved, in terms of the community and so forth and so on, kind of like how we did with Splice. And like we doing those things in real time, you know what I'm saying? So for my guys that was rocking with me when we did the Splice deal, you know what I'm saying? It's like, this is real time shit, you know what I'm saying? And every producer don't have access to this type of stuff. Don't have different brands wanting to partner with you and do all kinds of stuff. And like, this is the type of stuff that I want people to learn, you know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna have to, if you establish yourself as a producer and you're trying to do those things, you're gonna have to have a pitch deck. You're gonna have to have this, like, who gonna show you how to do it? Like, who gonna show you? You know what I'm saying? Who gonna tell you? Who gonna even talk about it? How about that? Let me put it that way. Who gonna even talk about it? Guys ain't even gonna talk about it. Guys just be like, they be over here they count their paper and they keep it moving. They ain't talking about that. You know what I'm saying? Then we gotta talk about the administration of your songs, cataloging your songs, making sure your registration stick. You know what I'm saying? Like, it'll be a lot of stuff people ain't really talking about. You know what I'm saying? Okay, somebody take your music, then what? What you do? Nobody don't know. You know what I'm saying? Man, skip the line, bro, man. I may not get to that for days, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? I may not get to that at all. You know what I'm saying? If people start skipping, I may not never get to it. So don't sit there and wait in the line if you don't have to. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to tell. I'm really trying to get folks to understand that, but folks ain't really, they're not catching on. All right. See if opportunity waits for patience. All right. You got to make your own opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that. Don't wait, bro. People be talking about they waiting. Who got time to wait? I'll give you an example. We just finished $1 Million. We just finished $1 Million Baby. Finished $1 Million Baby 4, right? Come out next week. What you think he working on now? He halfway through the next album. He halfway through it. You understand? And only God knows what French working on, because I'm not even sure what French working on at the time. But he halfway through it, right? So I'm on the live with y'all. We doing the music reviews. What happens if I don't get after? What happens if after the music reviews, if I don't cook up shit and I don't send it out? What do you think happens? You think he gonna wait for me? You think he gonna wait for me to send the music for him to finish that album? Like, I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to tell you is that the opportunities don't wait for nobody. So anytime you have an opportunity to get in front of somebody and you can control that, then you do it. You know what I'm saying? Anytime you have an opportunity, and that's what I don't understand. I'll be looking at this sometime too, and I see the people who decide to skip the line and stuff like that. Yo, these are the people who want to be heard first. You know what I'm saying? Who's to say I get a call tomorrow and I can't do this no more? You know what I'm saying? Like, who's to say that? You know what I'm saying? There goes there goes your chance to have that access, and you missed it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't take those chances. Talk about you're gonna be patient for what? For a few dollars? Come on, man. Think about it. Like, think about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about it. If you're a producer, if you're a producer, you know what it costs to be in this thing. If you're a real artist, you know what it costs. You know what it costs. You know what I'm saying? It's the cost of doing business. You do it. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. So, what time is it? Yeah, I've been on this thing for now an hour and a half. I'm about to jump off. Because, again, you know, duty calls, man. You know what I'm saying? We trying to make this album. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying, you know what I'm saying? We trying to make this album. We trying to dominate it like we did the last one. The last one, we 10 songs in. We want to dominate the album. We want to dominate our sound. You know what I'm saying? So you want to dominate. You want to try to get in. You think Cat's gonna wait for you? Cats ain't waiting for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to give you the game, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, people ain't waiting, man. Like, you could wait if you want to, but I would never recommend that. You know what I'm saying? I would never recommend that. You don't know how difficult it is when you have the opportunity. Like, you don't know how terrible that feeling is when you have the opportunity and you there, or you're supposed to be there, and you miss your opportunity because, you know, you took too long to do something, or something that you had control over, you ain't do it, and then all of a sudden now you can't, you missed the opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not even at liberty to really even talk about some of the situations that I could talk about. But you know what I'm saying? Or if you don't make the decision right there and then. I'll give you a good one before I get out of here. We had an album that we worked on. Platinum artist, you know what I'm saying? He was definitely one of the bigger artists. We produced all of the album. We spent all night in the studio, Sony, mastering. You know, we mastered the joint, you know, Hit Factory and all that stuff. We mixed for about a month, right? 12-hour blocks. 12-hour blocks mixing in the Hit Factory and the old Hit Factory for a month. You know, the old Hit Factory was about maybe like $200 an hour. 12-hour blocks. You can do the math, right? 12 hours a day at $200 an hour for a month, right? So you can do the math with that one. Album done. We get a call. Yo, we need y'all to meet up. You know, we need to holler at you guys. All right, we make the move. Boom. They like, yo, you got a certain number of songs on this joint. We're gonna need you to kind of, you know, give back to the artist, right? Now, what does that mean, to give back to the artist? Meaning, the artist is basically giving you. You're doing a song with the artist, you're going to split the publishing 50-50, right? But, you know, the artist is giving you the opportunity because the artist technically has 100% of the song. If the artist wants to write and produce everything themselves, they have that opportunity to do so. When they hire producers and stuff like that, they're basically sharing into the royalty pool that they don't have to share with you. So they wanted a piece of it back, right? We're giving you the opportunity. We're a platinum artist. We want to get a piece of it back. We need to know what the decision is, right? We need to know now. Okay, what can you do? Now, granted, the record was already mastered. The record was already handed into the label. In those days, once it's handed in, it was held to change it at that point, right? So we really had the leverage. We could have said no. We're not gonna do that, right? And then we could have lost the opportunity. Not only for those records, could have the risk of those records being taken off, and then there was also a risk of not being able to work with the artist again in the future. We did the math real quick. Boom, 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 boom. Didn't take no time, and we made the decision to do it right there and then, right? So we's like, yo, you know, let's do what we got to do. Let's make it work. Everybody got a pound, went to lunch. Shit was all good. And it's been all good for 25 years. Right? And I say that to say, you got an opportunity, you freaking take the opportunity. You can't be sitting around trying to decide if you're gonna make the decision. You can't sit around trying to say, I'm gonna see if I'm gonna wait. Oh, I don't, da da da. You know, oh my gosh. If I took some of the stuff that I see happening with some of these cats, if I'd have said, "Oh man, I can't really pay for this ASR. It's ASR 88. I don't really got the money for it." Versus just taking that credit card and go putting it on there. And some people say, "Damn, you going into debt?" Yes, I went into debt to do it because you got to bet on yourself. Some people will talk against that, but you know, I can't. That's not my experience. I bet on myself. You know what I'm saying? All the time. You know what I'm saying? I bet on myself all the time. You know what I'm saying? And I'll spend that bread. So back then I would spend that $4,000, that whatever. I spend it. It's nothing. We spend it because we know what we got is gonna be worth listening to. So, you know, I say that to say, hey, you're trying to get into the game, you're gonna have to get into the game, man. You can't sit on the sideline. Can't, you know, like this is a different time. This is a time where people got access to people for real. Like this was never a thing. You know what I'm saying? And if you think about what it costs for you to have the access, what it costs you to really get the access, what it costs you to really build a relationship, because really that's what you're doing. You're trying to build a relationship. It's an online relationship, but how long before my folks that's in the Future Producer Society, how long before we start doing live events? A year? You know what I'm saying? Because that's in the plan. It was going to take a year before we do a meetup. Is it going to take a year before I can get in the room with a bunch of other producers and have everybody in there one-on-one? How long is it going to take? You know what I'm saying? That's the thing, you know what I'm saying? Some folks want to get in on the ground floor. Some folks want to wait for it to blow up, and then when it blow up, then you can't get access. I'm going to close that bitch off. That's what I'm going to do. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm going to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because after a while, I'm not going to need the extra headache. I'm going to be like, I'm going to close it off. And whoever's in is in. And whoever's out is out. You're out in the cold. That's what it is. You know what I mean? So I say that. I just say it the way I'm saying it. You know what I'm saying? Tell everybody, you know, you got to do what you got to do. But I'll leave y'all with some Max B and Wiz Khalifa.
I used to get to work and now I do this shit for Sunday.
I'll catch y'all on the next one.
I wake up,
Hopefully.
I roll one. Only myself, I don't compete with no one. This ain't the fast route, I took the slow one. Didn't have
So,
a
what up?
today, decided to grow one. Constantly shopping for Chrome Hearts and Rick Owens. Constantly ducking cops from the pounds that I'm blowing. Got a loft in a couple properties. Playing Monopoly with real money. Another bong rip, I'm a little sluggish. Pardon my cuss subjects, but I do what I want and really love it. Tatting my face and smoking in public. Late at night, she hit me for discussion. Asking me good questions. Counting my words and taking every lesson.
18 years, spun off. I've been getting rich, it's over one off. I can drop the bag and get you done off. Damn, nigga.
She wanna be just like me.